You know what I've realized? The government, it causes more problems in our lives than it solves. Get this, California spends $100 billion on a high-speed rail that the Cato Institute thinks is going to take 71 years to break even economically and environmentally. That means we're going to pollute for 71 years trying to build something green, and we're going to waste $100 billion for 71 years. But folks, what's fascinating is what you could be doing with that money. You could literally remove income taxes on people making less than $250,000 for 3 years. Literally, the vast majority of Californians, 99% of Californians, could have zero income taxes owed for the next 3 years if we didn't spend $100 billion on the high-speed rail. Or many of you know that we have a water crisis in California. It cost around $5 to $6 billion to build an aqueduct from California, Los Angeles, to Boston. That's literally all the way across the United States. We could build an aqueduct, and states who have lots of water in between could hook up and sell water to us that's cheaper and cleaner than what we do here in California now. The high-speed rail costs $100 billion. Let's say that aqueduct even cost us, rounding up a lot here, like 50% more. Say it cost us $10 billion. We could build 10 of them instead of the high-speed rail. We could literally end our water crisis in California. At the same time, we have too little water to feed our crops and too little water for our homes. We have some of the worst fires because we have some of the nastiest, most aging infrastructure in the country. Folks wonder like, must be global warming. Look, I'm not gonna make an argument here about global warming. I can tell you a lot of our fires are sparked by old power lines, aging infrastructure that is 20 to 30 years over its useful life expectancy, and we're somehow shocked that a power line snaps and breaks and causes a fire. Come on. We know the systems are old. Yeah, we spend money on high-speed rail, $100 billion. We could spend that money and improve every single infrastructure program that we have in the state in terms of the electrical power grid twice over. But California doesn't want to actually upgrade a lot of our existing infrastructure because the argument is, well, if we spend money improving something's safety or efficiency by 8x, that has to be 100% green because otherwise the politicians don't feel good, because if it's not 100% green, it must not be good. So in other words, give you a specific example here, making natural gas production 8 times more efficient in California or lowering the cost of gasoline is a political no-no because it disincentivizes maybe people from going green. So in other words, California politicians would rather have aging infrastructure that causes wildfires that cost us billions of dollars a year at the same time as not managing our forest fires or managing our forests to prevent fires. And so they'd rather have aging infrastructure that causes fires and prevents solving our water crisis so they can have a pet project like a high-speed rail. At the same time as refusing to transition to more efficient machinery, refineries, peaker plants for electricity, we're stuck with the old stuff. Now, I know peaker plants is sometimes, it's a political hot button. It's, if you build a peaker plant, that's going to last you 50 years. Folks, so what? So what? Build it. If a company's willing to invest in it and just wants to build a new peaker plant, and that means we don't have power outages anymore, we don't have blackouts anymore, build it. So we stop having blackouts. So we stop having issues with our power grid. Improve the systems we have. Now, some folks say, well, Kevin, that's not green enough. Well, guess what you can do when you actually have a power grid that doesn't fail? Guess what you actually can do when you have infrastructure that works? You can build solar farms and wind farms and actually bring that power to cities without overloading the cities, putting too much tension on the power lines. And guess what happens? You actually end up net positive. You end up with more green energy than you would otherwise. But I don't think California politicians get it because they don't want their name on, I helped improve the natural gas industry and I saved 8x and I prevented fires. That's not tangible enough for them. No, it's got to be, I built X many solar panels. Well, why don't you do both? How about you kill the high-speed rail and do both? Look, I built X many millions of kilowatts of solar power. At the same time, we made natural gas 8x more efficient. At the same time, we made gasoline at the pump 30% less expensive because we actually improved our systems, and we estimate that we prevented X number of fires in doing so. But logic defies politicians here. That's what I'm realizing. And it's very, very frustrating. It's so frustrating. And so I stand for something different. I want to share that. If you support that, go to meetkevin.com/donate. Support the campaign. We got a lot of work to do. There are a lot of things we can solve, but we got a lot of work to do. Thanks for watching.